Go.
Hi guys. I just wanted to thank you, Jenna, for taking your time to do the interview with me. This is Jenna, and I'm just gonna ask her the questions that I have. What makes your family different from other families?
We have a strong, close family. It's always been that way. We have many cultures in our family, many different views and beliefs. That makes us who we are.
What kind of cultures do you have in your family?
Well, my husband, he's from Africa. He's totally different than what we're used to here.
What spiritual or religious beliefs are important to you and your family, and how do they affect your daily life?
My husband has somewhat of a different belief than what we have. We believe that there is a God, and one day you're going to have to answer to him. But we like the fact that even though my husband does believe slightly different than we do, he still accepts and values the way we believe, just as much as he values the way that he believes.
Right. How do you balance work and home so you can spend enough time with your family?
That's a hard one. It's hard, but you always have to make time to have for your family as well as work. I mean, when school's in session, I see my kids for maybe 4 hours out of a day versus the weekends or summertime when I have them all day. But it's just, you have to do it. It's hard when school's in session, but we just value the weekends a little bit more when I have extra time with them.
Yeah. Do you have any expectations or disciplinary actions when your children act up?
Yes. So a lot of times if they start to act out, I'll take away electronics. That's a big thing, especially for my son, who's 6. Sometimes stand on the wall, timeouts. Occasionally, they'll get their honey spanked, but there's, a fine line between disciplining them and abusing them, but they need to know, when I say something, that's what I mean. When you're asked to do something, that's what you're asked to do, not what you want to do,
How much education do you think parents need to properly raise their child?
I don't think that you can educate a parent. That's almost something that comes naturally. I know there's classes and stuff that you can take like that when you are pregnant or when you are having kids or, things like that. But I feel like those classes are more for advice or tips and things like that versus, you can't go to school and learn how to be a parent.
Right.
So.
How has your family's stability changed over the years? Has anything changed?
Well, it started out my parents, and then there was 3 of us. We've all gotten married, gone our own ways. We all have our own families now. But at the end of the day, we still come together to be one.
Right.
So just growing up older, having our own families. But at the end of the day, we're still who we were before.
What are some joys and challenges about being a diverse family, having a different family than others?
It's challenging, especially because I'm married to a black man and I have biracial children. And it's not something that a lot of people think about on a daily basis. And it's not something that a lot of people understand because you almost kind of have to be in it or deal with it to understand. We go places, people look at us, people, talk, you hear them, you see them, and things like that. But at the end of the day, my husband loves me for who I am. I have 2 very beautiful children that I wouldn't change it for the world.
So what are some things that are stressful about being a diverse family?
The biggest stressful thing for me is I worry because my husband is black, because my children are biracial and legally labeled black.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the world that we live in today, it's not easy, especially when it comes to your race, you know, and not just race, but your beliefs, you know, everything. You know, it's, you know, you see that there's riots, there's, you know, racism everywhere you turn, you know, and it scares me for my kids growing up about what they may face when they get older, you know. That's probably the biggest struggle for me, is I worry for my kids.
All right, well, that's everything. Thank you.